We're going to be performing the Protecting Veil in a very unique way. We've extended it by inserting some hymns from his later masterpiece, The Veil of the Temple. So what you'll find is the Protecting Veil, note for note, as he wrote it, with choral insertions at obvious points of pause between the various sections. There are 7 sections in the Protecting Veil, so between each one of those sections, we've inserted one of the hymns of the Veil of the Temple. It also happens that 2 of his previously written hymns to the Mother of God are note for note part of the Protecting Veil. So we're going to be singing those parts in unison with the orchestra while the cello soloist, which is the featured element in the Protecting Veil, plays over the top. So you have an expanded and slightly richer version of the Protecting Veil, which used to be 42 minutes. Now with the extra choral insertions makes itself about 1 hour. The concert's Saturday the 15th of June. It's in St. Pancras Parish Church, which is a marvelous venue, perfect acoustic for this piece, directly across from Euston Station in North London. Well, he's a local North London boy. Went to Highgate School along with various other famous musicians from his generation, and got very interested in composition relatively young, and was really more interested in what we might today call avant-garde composition. So he was right on the cutting edge of contemporary music at a time when, back in the late 60s, when there was also an interest in the cutting edge in popular music. So note was taken of his music by the Beatles, for example, and his first big hit piece was a piece called The Whale, which was recorded on Apple Records, which is the Beatles' record label. So early days, he was a little bit of a superstar from the contemporary, somewhere in the the 60s thing, let's put it that way. But after time, his music changed, his spirituality changed. He grew up in the Methodist Church, eventually converted to Orthodox Christianity later on. And as a result, he had a great interest in the traditions of the Orthodox Church. And most of his music from the midpoint of his career till the end was related to some kind of relationship to his faith and his Orthodox faith. What might have spurred him to turn toward the Eastern Orthodox Church? I think there's also a musical element that goes along with that, the idea of meditation and of Eastern religions, not only Orthodox, but even further to eventually Tibetan Buddhism and other religions that rely very much on meditation, on long time periods, on reflection, and on icons. And that brings us to the Protecting Veil, the idea of the icon. And so a lot of his music became a bit of a ritual. It's a sort of universality about his music. If you hear the music we're going to be performing in this concert in a vacuum, you could place it anywhere from the Middle Ages to today. He makes a clear statement about the Protecting Veil that you can listen to it purely as a piece of music. So part of its incredible popularity is not to do with its religious content specifically at all, but this universality. There's a reason why the cello works particularly well in this piece, which is that it plays high music. It plays in the top range of the cello a lot, and it plays slowly, and that sort of the passion and the sort of strain is quite otherworldly. So it wouldn't sound the same on a violin or a simpler instrument. The fact that the cello is so high with so much passion is a really important part of the piece. I think you'll find that the sound of Alex Kostich's music is quite directly relatable to the sounds that you hear in Taverner's music. The long, slow-moving, beautiful chords, the repetition, the meditation, the concentration on, if not religious, then spiritual kind of topics, the occasional bits of influence that you get from dance and from ritual in his music, and just the basic sound is similar. So when we had the opportunity to perform some of his music some years ago, immediately my mind went to the possibility of combining him with Taverner.
I would be very honored if somebody else would see that, but I would really like that my piece can be on that level, actually close to that level, because Tavner is one of my favorite.